Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your Vedic astrology coach Rajat Kapoor and welcome to my channel The Legit Astrologer. In my channel I make videos on Vedic astrology, I talk about transits. This video today is about Mercury's upcoming and long transit in the sign of Cancer or Karka Rashi. Mercury will be moving in Cancer on 22nd of June and it is going to stay in this sign till 30th of August. It is an unusually longer transit because Mercury is going to go retrograde in the sign of Cancer in July. Mercury has been in its happy space in Gemini, forming a very nice yoga with Sun and also with Jupiter. So we've seen a 3 planetary conjunction. And the upcoming Mercury's transit in Cancer is a forward-looking transit because it is spending longer than usual time in this sign. So I'm going to talk about some key dates and then I will share with you how this transit is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs and the moon signs. I'm going to talk about both direct as well as retrograde energies to give you specific dates in terms of what you could expect in terms of the energy. 22nd of June, Mercury will enter Cancer and on 18th of July, it will go retrograde in the sign of Cancer itself. So between 22nd of June till 17th of July, it is in direct motion. 18th of July, it goes retrograde. And it will stay retrograde till 11th of August and on the same day it will move in a direct motion. So Mercury is going to be retrograde for 25 days and on 11th of August it goes direct and finally it will make a transit in the sign of Leo on 30th of August. So through the last week of June till the entire July and August, Mercury will be making a transit in Cancer and it goes retrograde as well. So this transit is going to have an impact on a lot of people. Though Mercury will also face combustion, when it will face deep combustion, it will also be retrograde. So once Mercury is retrograde and is combust, it is a double whammy kind of a situation. Mercury will be particularly weak, but those are the days when we have to look up to Surya or Sun because that is conjoined Mercury and Sun will be making a transit in watery sign of Cancer. This is an inimical sign for Mercury because Mercury holds an inimical relationship with Moon. Moon does not consider Mercury as his enemy because Mercury is the son of the Moon. But because of their relationship, since Mercury was born out of illegitimacy, it shares a very difficult or a hatred kind of a relationship with Moon. So it does not like to be in the compassionate sign of Cancer. Though Mercury, known for its fast pace and delivering results in a quick manner, it is going to take its own time and gradually it will feel more settled in this time. At the physical level, you must read this transit from your ascendant sign. At the mental level, you can also read this from your moon sign. Aries ascendant signs or the Aries moon sign. So what is happening? Mercury is going to enter Cancer, which is in your 4th house. 4th house of happiness, your Sukh Bhav, your comfort space, your happy space, your safe space, where you feel most safe, most protected. We see your home, homeland or mother from the 4th house. The sense of compassion, your assets, your vehicles, things that you own, where you're most comfortable. Mercury is a very fast moving planet, but it is going to spend a considerable amount of time, more than 2 months it is going to spend in the sign of Cancer. This transit is till end of August. Mercury is your 3rd lord and the 6th lord. So it rules the house of courage, valor, change, your siblings, particularly younger co-borns, the house of growth, that is also 3rd house because it is the Upachaya Bhav, where we see communication from, where we also see your learning from. The message that you get, Guru Upadesha, is seen from the 3rd house. Mercury also becomes the 6th lord of deaths, diseases, your health and well-being, things that you do on a day-to-day basis. So if you're a Cancer ascendant sign or a Cancer moon sign, 3rd and the 6th lord is making a transit in the 4th house. Mercury is considered to be Maran Karak, or it is a death-like position in the 4th house where it loses its significance. See, Mercury firstly doesn't hold a great lordship for you, it's 3rd and the 6th lord. So if it is going weak in transit, it is somehow giving you a kind of protection, but you have to be very careful of decisions pertaining to your assets, pertaining to loans, particularly if you have any mortgage, if you have any loan against property. Those are some of the decisions where you have to be a little bit conscious because there could be some unnecessary paperwork, there could be some unnecessary pressure situation that you could face over the next few weeks. Now, from a remedial point of view, you must bring some new plants at your home. And this could be a very good time to declutter your house. Make it a daily routine. Make sure that you're spending enough time in ensuring that you clean your house yourself in order to maximize the energies, in order to channelize these energies in a positive manner. So when Mercury loses its signification, there are problems in communication. So there could be communication related issues at your home, within the people that you have, particularly with your mother. Mercury will go combust, it will go retrograde between 18th of July till 11th of August, and it is also Maran Karak. So all the three levels Mercury is getting affected. But this Mercury will also be conjoined with Surya, which is forming a yoga in your 4th house, though it is also a weak position for Surya, but it's your 5th lord. So you must look up to Sun and you must look up to Moon from a remedial point of view. See, between 18th of July till 11th of August, Mercury will have a very strong aspect on the 10th house. So this could be a time wherein you can expect some significant developments at your workplace, in your job, in your professional life. In terms of communication, it will free flow, it will probably flow in a smooth manner, you will build relationship with people, you will be more interactive with others, and this is a time when you can leverage new opportunities as well, because both Mercury and Sun will be supporting during their transits. And Mercury particularly having a strong 7th aspect of desire on your 10th house, though this aspect will be there throughout the time, but this is a time window which could see some significant work developments in a positive manner. But you will have to spend more energy, you will have to invest your energies. You could feel stressed, you could feel tired, drained out when it comes to communication, when it comes to interacting with others, because you will have to put in a lot more efforts than usual in order to elevate your communication, in order to make sure that you are probably being clear with other people. In case you have a vehicle or any assets, they could have some issue, they could have some repair work, so expect some unnecessary issues that could be created with regards to your home, renovation work, some repair works. Please make sure that you check there are no leaks in your house, particularly any sort of water leakage, any pipes if they're leaking, that needs a particular attention. Otherwise, it could probably bring in some negative energies, and take care of your vehicle as well. From a remedial point of view, look up to Sun, look up to Moon in terms of using mantras. Offer water to Sun first thing in the morning in order to channelize the most of these energies. Taurus ascendant signs or the Taurus moon sign. So what is happening is Mercury is an important planet for you, and it rules 2nd house and the 5th house. 2nd lord of wealth, dhan, kutumb, your family, your speech, what you consume. This is the house of consumption, this is the house of storage. And Mercury also rules the 5th house of future, your progress, positional success. We also see mantras from the 5th house, so Mercury becomes the mantresha. Whether mantra based remedies will work for you or not, Mercury will be the ultimate deciding factor. We also see corruption from the 5th house, so Mercury is also a planet that could probably make you corrupt as well. Mercury represents greed too, besides of course all the other things that it represents. Now this Mercury is going to be making a transit in your 3rd house in Cancer on 22nd of June, and this is a long transit. It is going to stay there till 30th of August. It will also go retrograde between mid-July till mid of August for about 25 days. It will go retrograde as well, right? This is where it would probably be putting a lot of focus backwards in your 2nd house, but that is something I'm going to talk about in a bit. But your 2nd and 5th lord is making a transit in the 3rd house of efforts, your valor, courage, change, younger siblings or co-borns. Mercury does well in the 3rd house because it is the natural ruler of Gemini, that is the 3rd house of the Kalpurusha zodiac or the natural zodiac. So from a placement point of view, it is a good placement. Mercury is also a student, so this transit brings in new learning opportunities. If you were to have an improvement in your financial position, you must learn a skill or two over the next few weeks. You will have to put in a lot more efforts, and sometimes you will feel that your efforts are not getting results. You will expect quick results, you will expect fast results, but Mercury is moving slower than usual. So it is going to take time in terms of delivering results. This is a Dhan Yoga in transit, but this Dhan or wealth yoga is by the virtue of your own efforts. That will be the deciding factor. One thing is that you have to be very clear with regards to your communication. There is no sense of ambiguity in anything that you do. You could be impulsive in your decision making and with a changing situation as well. You will very quickly try to adapt through changing situation, which could cause a little bit of stressful situation. From a remedial point of view, you must journal. See, Mercury is communication, all kinds of communication, whether it is verbal, particularly it signifies written communication. Third house represents your hands, particularly your right hand. So regardless whether you write from your right hand or the left hand, you must journal over the course of next few weeks in order to channelize the most of these energies. You must consume green pistachio or eat green leafy vegetables to channelize the most, because third house is second from your second house. Second house is your food. Third house is how you consume, and of course what will it lead to. What are the kind of results? The fulfillment that you will get from food is seen from the third house. So therefore, its transit plays a very important role. Mercury will also be conjoined with Sun. And between 18th of July till 11th of August, though throughout the transit it will have a 7th aspect, 7th Rishti on the 9th house, but between these days, it will be very strong for the 25 days. So this is where Mercury will behave as if it is sitting in the sign of Capricorn, in the friendly sign. And this is where it will elevate your bhagya. It could bring in journeys for spiritual growth, long journeys. If you're expecting movement, foreign visit, or a settlement outside of your home country, this time period could bring in potential opportunities. Because your 3-9 axis will be pretty much active, you can start something new, you could initiate something new, because this time period might be supportive for any paperwork. Otherwise, in the other time periods when it is direct, it could make you get involved in some unnecessary paperwork. So make sure that if you're filing your returns, you're very careful with your tax related documents, with your business related paperwork or partnership related paperwork, because there could be some unnecessary issue that could get created. There is also some karma that you have with regards to your relationship, particularly if it's a romantic relationship. There could be communication gap, and this is where you have to take things easy. Make sure that you're a good listener and do not interrupt or do not speak over other people, because this could be the primary cause of a conflict in your relationship, which you have to watch out for. Worship Lord Vishnu. Use a simple Vishnu mantra, that is Om Vishnave Namah, in order to channelize the most of these energies. Gemini ascendant signs or the Gemini moon signs. So Mercury is your ascendant lord or the moon sign lord. So it rules the first house and the fourth house. First house of yourself, your body, your vitality, your immunity, who you are, your intelligence, your decision making capacity, your actions, what you do. This is where the Dhi is. It is the house that represents your soul level purpose, and how strong are you in terms of your mental strength, physical strength, and your emotional strength as well, if it's your Chandra Rashi. Mercury also rules the fourth house of happy space, your comfort space, your assets, homeland, mother, your protection, things that make you feel happy, your sense of contentment in life. Now this Mercury is going to be making a transit in your second house. So throughout you've had a good transit of Mercury in your first house, which does boost self-confidence, which does bring in an expansive capability in communication, considering it has been in a yoga with Jupiter and also Sun. Now you must welcome Mercury, your Lagna Lord, in your second house. This is a long transit between 22nd of June till 30th of August. Second house represents your finances, because we see accumulation of all kinds. So therefore it becomes the house of wealth, Dhan Bhav. It also rules your food, what you consume. Your family is seen from this house, your storage space, things that you would like to store, that you would like to protect. Mercury is forming a Dhan Yoga in transit. So this Dhan Yoga is applicable, either you will gain from your assets, your property, your investment, your fixed assets, your savings, your fixed deposits. All of these things you will have some or the other gain over the next 2 months. Or you will have gain of finances through your own self. It is a self-sustained Dhan Yoga. Mercury will make a transit and it will be alone as well for a good amount of time. It will also be conjoined with Sun. It will go combust, it will go retrograde. There will be this double whammy kind of a situation. So yes, momentarily, decision making will be difficult for you. Avoid any major decisions pertaining to your finances, pertaining to your investments, pertaining to your savings. And if you had made some investments in the past, you could expect some good results that you could probably have over the course of next few weeks, but avoid any major new investment related decision. Make sure that you're very closely connected to your family and that you keep the communication channel going. This time period could also see some developments in your eating habits, in your diet, and it could be a perfect time for you to change your lifestyle. If you've had some struggle in terms of income, in terms of wealth, this time period you can start a new source of income. Your chances to probably obtain wealth or increase your of course chances of being success in financial matters are a little bit on a higher side. Mercury will be aspecting your 8th house by the 7th aspect of desire. So it desires you to transform. But this is not fast transformation because Mercury will be moving very slow. So it wants you to improve your communication, be resilient, step out of your comfort zone, and then transform. Particularly between 18th of July till 11th of August, Mercury will have a very strong 7th drishti in the 8th house, the sign of Capricorn. This Mercury will behave as if it's sitting in the sign of Capricorn, which is a friendly sign. So momentarily, it is going to work well. And it will be looking back at your first house. So some decisions that you took related to yourself, your finances, your family, you have to look back. You have to perhaps change some of those decisions. Maybe something that you did very recently, between May and June. And now you have to reevaluate those decisions. You have to probably look at some fixers that you have to bring in order to make sure that you feel more comfortable. Okay, so this is one time where it has a very strong 7th aspect on the 8th house. Very good time to learn Jyotish, to learn astrology, but this could bring in some sudden effects, some sudden events which could be related to your finances, related to yourself, related to your assets, your home. This could make you move places, change houses, move residences. That is quite possible. Worship Lord Vishnu. Use a Vishnu mantra. Okay, a simple mantra for you could be Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Look up to him and he will be there to protect you. He will be there to guide you. Because Mercury is making a transit in your 2nd house of speech. You could be impulsive in your communication. So avoid impulsive behavior. Avoid any rash behavior in your communication. Right? Be honest, be truthful to yourself and to others. Cancer ascendant signs or the Cancer moon signs. So what is happening on 22nd of June? Mercury will now be entering your ascendant in the sign of Cancer itself. Okay. Mercury for you is the 3rd lord and the 12th lord. 3rd lord of efforts, valor, courage, change, growth. Younger siblings, particularly the co-borns who are younger, are seen from the 3rd house. This house also represents learning, blessings and message of your guru or your mentor, and how it is going to play a role for you, how it will be helpful for you. Mercury also rules your 12th house of losses, expenditure. This is the Vyaya Bhav. We also see your ability to give, your ability to donate, your higher self-consciousness. Mercury shares an inimical relationship with your Lagna Lord Moon, but Moon doesn't hate Mercury. So Mercury doesn't like to be in the sign of Cancer. But this situation is such that Mercury is making a transit in your ascendant in the 1st house, and this is where Mercury gains directional strength or is Digbali. Therefore, there are blessings of Lord Vishnu Shri Hari for the entire duration of this transit. You have gotten an opportunity of 2025 to make the most of a few things in your life. Firstly, about your own personality and how you could leverage the power of communication and the power of management and also leadership, because Sun and Mercury will be making a conjunction in your 1st house. They are forming a Buddha Aditya Yoga. So if you were to learn something new, pick up a course or go for further formal education, this time period could be extremely supportive. This time period could bring in some good results, and there is a huge opportunity that you have to step out of your comfort zone and focus a lot in your communication with others, because you will have some quick wins. You will gain from authority, you will gain from the government, you will gain from people who have an influence. So you will come across with highly influential people, and you will also become very giving in nature. because this is your 12th lord making a transit in the ascendant. Of course, it might bring in unnecessary expenditure. It might make you impulsive in terms of your buying decision, and this is something which, this is where you have to be careful. Unless it does not have a detrimental effect on your finances, on your well-being, avoid impulsive decision making when it comes to making a major purchase. This is where you have to be a little bit careful. The Lord of Efforts is making a transit in the ascendant. So, of course, it will make some favors. It will protect you from, of course, any efforts that you make. You will see the outcome. You will see the results of those efforts. And Mercury gains directional strength any which way. During the entire duration of the transit, Mercury is aspecting the 7th house by the 7th aspect of desire. So Mercury is giving a benefic aspect on your 7th house. So it is going to make sure that your relationship, you are very communicative with your partner. You are trying to establish credible relationship. You could behave in a childlike manner as well. Mercury is a very youthful planet. So it will bring in a lot of youthful energies over the next 2+ months in your life. And of course, youthful energies in terms of your partner as well. Between 18th of July till 11th of August, Mercury is going to go retrograde. So this is where it is looking back at your 12th house. So you have to avoid any unnecessary expenditure during this time. Otherwise, that could probably increase. And you might feel that your efforts are being wasted. You're putting unnecessary efforts briefly for this 25-day period. But this Mercury will have a very strong aspect on the 7th house. So it is very beneficial for your spouse or your partner. And in case those people who are looking forward to getting married or having a new partner, this time period could be particularly favorable because 12th Lord also plays a very important role in marriage, in relationship, in finding a partner. And Mercury will have a very strong 7th drishti on your 7th house. So this is where you have to make the most when it comes to relationship matters, when it comes to partnership matters. But that will mostly be good for you because the communication channel will be pretty much ongoing. From a remedial point of view, you must look up to strengthening your Lagna Lord Moon. And this is where look up to Lord Krishna. Read Bhagavad Gita, chant any mantra related to Moon or Lord Krishna in order to make the most and channelize the energies positively. Leo ascendant signs or the Leo moon signs. So what is happening? Mercury is going to be making a transit in Cancer on 22nd of June, and this is a long transit. Mercury will stay there till 30th of August, and that is when it moves to Leo in your ascendant. So it's a long transit, unusually long because Mercury will also go retrograde. Mercury is your 2nd and the 11th Lord. So it plays a very important role in financial matters because 2nd house represents your accumulation, family. It's the Dhan Bhav, so if you see wealth accumulation from this house, your savings, your investment, what you consume, what you eat, your storage space, people who you would like to protect, who are dear to you. We also see your speech from this house. Mercury is also the 11th Lord of income, Aya Bhav, material comforts, material things in life, the house of fulfillment. We also see illusions from the 11th house. We also see obstacles, bigger enemies from this house because 11th house is the 6th from the 6th house. Mercury shares a friendly relationship with your Lagna Lord Surya, and it plays a very vital role in all financial matters. So what's happening here is the one who rules your finances mostly is making a transit in the house of expenditure, losses, Vyaya Bhav. Your higher self-consciousness is also seen from the 12th house, your ability to be more self-aware. Your sleep or bed comforts is also seen from the 12th house. Your ability to give, your ability to donate. So when the 2nd and the 11th Lord makes a transit in the 12th house, expenditure is likely to increase. That is something which you must be prepared with. But I always say when expenditure increases, so does the sources of income. So this time period could be very good for you to get some new sources of income. Mercury will be conjoined your Lagna Lord Surya, which will also be making a transit in the 12th house. So you can have some favors from your father or father figure. Your father could go out of the way to help you because Surya is going to be Maran Karak in the 12th house. Your father could have some suffering. So make sure you stay connected and you take care of your father, but you will have some favors and you will gain through this time. This is very good for spiritual knowledge because the Buddha Aditya Yoga is going to be in your 12th house. So anything spiritual you learn. See, Mercury is going to be combust, and this combustion will happen by Lagna Lord Surya. So look up to Surya, chant mantra related to Surya, read Aditya Hridayam, rise up early, because you could have some consistency issue over the course of next 2.5 months, and make sure that you try to save. Avoid unnecessary expenditure. All you need is a budgeting exercise, because this expenditure is on your family and of course on your material comfort. So as long as your expenses are on your family and that is increasing, it's fine, right? That should be your primary source of expenditure. Otherwise, you incur expenditure on dharma, on good deeds, right? Visit spiritual places, practice yoga, sadhana. So spiritually it's very good because the energies are going to be very high. Mercury is going to go retrograde between 18th of July till 11th of August. During this time, it will have a very strong aspect on your 6th house. So it's a perfect time for you to fix your daily routine. This is also a time when Mercury will be looking back at your 11th house. So you could have new sources of income. In case you're expecting an increment or a rise in your income, this could very well happen between mid-July to mid-August in case your Dasha, Antardasha is supportive, considering you're going through a supportive period. But during this time, Mercury will have a very strong aspect on your 6th house. So it wants you to fix your daily routine, focus on your health and well-being, because there could be some hospital visits over the next 2.5 months. So from a karmic standpoint, make sure that you go for a regular routine health checkup and you ensure that you improve what you do on a day-to-day basis. Because if you bring in a sense of consistency in your life, if you rise up early, if you strengthen your Lagna Lord Surya, this Mercury will be taken care throughout the time. Virgo ascendant signs or the Virgo moon signs. So what is happening? Your Lagna Lord, Lord of the Ascendant and the 10th Lord, Mercury, is going to be making a transit in Cancer and Karka Rashi on 22nd of June, and it's going to stay there till 30th of August. It's a long, unusually long transit of Mercury. It will also go retrograde, so I'm covering both aspects here to give you a very detailed analysis for the next 2+ months with regards to Mercury's transit. It's a very important transit for us. So regardless of whatever time period you're running, Mercury's transit will always have an impact on you, and especially, particularly when it is going retrograde, because he's your ascendant lord. Mercury rules yourself, your first house, your body, your vitality, who you are, your immunity, your decision making. Your brain sits in the first house. Your physical wellness, your emotional wellness sits in the first house. Mercury is also the 10th lord, the lord of your profession, your actions in the society, what you do to survive and sustain yourself in this world. Your work is seen from the 10th house, so Mercury becomes an important planet for you. And this Mercury is making a transit in the 11th house. So unusually long transit in the 11th house of Lagna Lord and the 10th Lord is very good. Even if it's in an inimical sign, even if it goes retrograde. So thankfully in 2025, your Ascendant Lord is spending a considerable amount of time in the 11th house. 11th house of gains, your wider social network, income, material success, material comforts. We also see enemies from this house. But if Mercury, who's your Lagna Lord, making a transit in the 11th house, you will overcome enemies. You will overcome opposition of all kind. Mercury and Sun will be forming a Buddha Aditya Yoga in your 11th house. So if you learn something new, you will have a direct association in terms of your income. You will have an increase in your income if you learn something new. And if it is related to your work, it is all the more better for you. You have a very high chance of having a rise in your income or your financial position over the course of next 2.5 months, because there is a Dhan Yoga which is naturally there, which is supportive of your work, and you will get this by your own efforts, by your own decision making, by your own thinking. Mercury will be aspecting your 5th house by the 7th aspect of desire. So any mantra based remedies that you use could work very well. Your 11-5 axis will be pretty active. Mercury could support you in terms of gaining a positional success or having a positional success. But be mindful of the fact that this could encourage you to move to faster ways of doing things. You will be more keen on getting some quick results, and you might find some shortcuts to success. So be wary of not having a corrupted mind. Okay, so stay away from corruption, have ethical practices, right? And because if you will be, of course, corrupt, or if you probably have or choose faster ways or shortcuts to, being successful, this could be detrimental in your personal life. Your relationship is likely to suffer if you do not have a clean attitude or a behavior and follow the ethics. All right. Now, between 18th of July till 11th of August, Mercury is going to go retrograde. So, it is going to be looking back at your 10th house. So, this is a time when you have to think of some fixtures, some things that you could fix at your workplace. Maybe some decisions you took in the past that now you have to reevaluate. Or this could be a perfect time to reconnect with your old colleagues, people who you used to work with, and you'd like to gain some favors. You'd like to do work, or probably something that you closed related to work, it might open. Some past issues might come that is related to your work and yourself, your body, your health as well. That needs to be at check. But work related transit, it is very good. This could bring you progress, this could bring you success throughout the time. Particularly between 18th of July till 11th of August, it will have a very strong aspect on the 5th house. It is very good for your children in case you have children and their progress. In case you are expecting or probably looking forward to extend your family and having children, this could be a favorable time for you because there are benefic aspects on your 5th house. There could be a little bit of delay, there could be a little bit of problems or issues in terms of visiting hospitals, but situation is more or less favorable for you. To improve and strengthen your workplace, look up to Sri Hari, Lord Vishnu, and you will be successful. Libra ascendant signs or the Libra moon sign. So what is happening is Mercury, who is your 9th lord and the 12th lord, Bhagyesha, the one who rules your 9th house, the lord of Dharma, Bhagya, fortune, long journeys, long distance travel, your father or father figure. We see your lineage from the 9th house. We see Dharma, and there is nothing bigger than Dharma. So Mercury is a Karaka Graha or one of the favorable planets for Libra ascendants. It shares a very friendly relationship with your Lagna Lord Venus. It considers Venus as his best friend. Mercury is also the 12th lord of higher self-consciousness, your expenditure, losses, your ability to be more self-aware. For spiritual growth, spiritual learning, higher education, long journeys, travel, foreign lands, Mercury plays a very important role for Libra ascendants. This time, Mercury will be making a transit in your 10th house of work, profession, your actions in the society, what you do to survive and sustain yourself in the world. Mercury is the primary significator of the 10th house because it is the Karaka of management. It is the Karaka of corporate life. It is the Karaka of work. So it does very well in the 10th house. And this is where it will give you work related progress. And thankfully, it is spending longer than usual time in the sign of Cancer, though it's an inimical sign for Mercury. So if you are Libra moon, if you are Libra ascendant, you could expect, if you're Libra ascendant, you could expect physical results with regards to your work. Some good projects, good change. If you're a Libra moon, then you could expect friendly work environment. Your work environment is likely to improve. If there is a Raj Yoga in your chart or a favorable yoga that is active, you could get some sustenance during this time in case moon is well placed. This is something which you have to read. So you could probably apply for new jobs. You could look for change in case you've been wanting to make a change. Circumstances could be favorable for you in case you're going through a favorable dasha. Mercury will be aspecting your 4th house by the 7th aspect of desire. So your 10-4 axis is pretty active. Mercury also desires you to work on your personal interest and look at those kind of roles which are more fulfilling. In terms of relationship, there is still some karma during this time. It is not the most ideal time wherein you will be focused on your love life, on relationship, because you will spend or probably invest more energies in work and your relationship could take a hit. So make sure that you are striking a balance between your work and your home. Perfect time to declutter your workspace and also your home because your 10-4 axis is pretty active. Bring in some plants, keep them at your workplace near to where you work, where your desk is, or in your office, and also at your home. This is a very good remedy to channelize these energies, and particularly if a plant has white flower, that could be particularly favorable for you. During 18th of August till during 18th of July till 11th of August, Mercury is going to go retrograde. So this is where it is going to be looking back at your 9th house. So some decisions pertaining to your dharma, pertaining to your bhagya. So your bhagya will be very, very much in focus, and Mercury will have a very strong aspect on the 4th house. This Mercury will behave momentarily that it is sitting in the sign of Capricorn. So it will give you good results with regards to matters of 10th house, and it will have a very strong aspect on your 4th house. So you will do some renovation work at your home, or you will make some decision related to real estate, related to your vehicle, or related to any asset. Make sure that you have a very clear communication and you are in touch with your mother. In case you live outside of your home country, you're in touch with the people at your home or your homeland. This could involve some travel back home in case you live outside of your home country. This is a time wherein you have to be prepared for it, and I wish you the very best. Scorpio ascendant signs or the Scorpio moon signs. So Mercury for you rules your 8th house and the 11th house. So it does not have very good lordship for Scorpio ascendant. It is the 8th lord of longevity, but suddenness in life, sudden up, sudden down, sudden changes, transformation that is sudden in nature, forced transformation. Though you transform, but circumstances, situation becomes such that you have to change. Otherwise, it gets very difficult for you. We also see weaknesses from this house, which is called Nija dosha in Jyotish terms. We see subjects that involve a lot of research, hidden matters, your deep desires, your secrets of life. Mercury is also the 11th lord of enemies, bigger enemies. Also your income, Aya Bhava, material success, material comfort, your gains, your friends, your wider social network is seen from the 11th house. This Mercury will be making a transit in your 9th house of Bhagya, fortune, your father or father figure, long journeys, higher education, spiritual education, fortune, your dharma. Mercury does well in the 9th house because it is a natural benefic towards the end of the day. And depending on how well it is connected to some of the grahas, during this transit, Mercury will come in conjunction with Surya. So it is having some good influence. Surya, Sun and Mercury are forming a Buddhaditya Yoga in your 9th house, which is very good for higher education, any spiritual education as well, long distance journey. You must take up a spiritual journey. To ease your transformation, to be committed to your transformation, to make things easy for you, you must go and travel. That is something that you could do late in July or early August. That could be a very good time for you to travel because your 9-3 axis will be super active during that time, wherein you can make the most of it. Now this Mercury could cause some obstruction in the path of righteousness or on your dharma, your religion. So you have to protect your dharma. You have to be the ambassador of your dharma. You have to ensure that you spread the right message. Another remedy for you could be to teach others, and particularly if you make some donations towards education of children or anything related to education, maybe donate stationery items in a school, let's say a blind school or a school that needs some financial support. Whatever you can in the best of your capacity, that could be very good from a karmic standpoint. This Mercury will be aspecting your 3rd house by the 7th aspect of desire. So Mercury desires some sort of guidance, some sort of mentorship as well, because Mercury is the student. So it needs some direction, because when Mercury is alone, it does not have good direction. So it will be very impulsive. It will probably make you work very fast and of course make quick decisions that could be detrimental. So you need some guidance, some sort of advice will be always good for you. During 18th of July till 11th of August, Mercury is going to go retrograde. So this is where it is looking back at your 8th house. So firstly, some issues related to transformation, related to change, and something can happen all of a sudden, but you will be protected. Don't worry about that, right? But this is a time when it will have a very strong aspect on the third house, very strong seventh aspect. So you could change residences, you could move places, you could go on journeys. That is very favorable. And you will focus a lot on communication. You will try to expand your communication. Journal, write, pen down your thoughts. That is an excellent way to channelize these energies, and you will also become very dharmic during this time, very spiritual. Spiritually, it is a good transit, but otherwise, you could expect some mixed results. Sagittarius ascendant signs or the Sagittarius moon signs. Mercury, who's your 7th and the 10th lord, will now be making a transit in the sign of Cancer, which falls in your 8th house between 22nd of June till 30th of August. More than 2 months of this transit. During this time, Mercury will also go retrograde between 18th of July till 11th of August for about 25 days. Mercury rules 2 Kendra houses. It suffers from Kendra Adipati dosha. It is also the Badak or Lord of Obstacles for Sagittarius ascendants, because dual signs, 7th house becomes the Badak Sthan, house of obstacles, and the Lord becomes the Lord of Obstacles. So depending on the natal placement of Mercury in your chart, we could say that whether it will deliver results of Kendras, which Kendra, 7th house, 10th house, or it will bring in more obstacles. Now, this Mercury is making a transit in the 8th house, your 7th lord, lord of Jaya Bhava, your peace and also war is seen from the 7th house. Daya Bhava, your ability to give, your ability to help others. How giving will you be, or how selfish will you be? Momentarily, you will be a lot giving in nature. You will not care a lot about yourself. That is good. Mercury also rules your spouse, your relationship, partnership, and also business partnership. It's also the 10th lord of work, profession, your actions in the society, what you do to survive and sustain yourself in this world. This Mercury is making a transit in the 8th house of suddenness, sudden change, transformation, secret places, deep, dark desires, your weaknesses, which is Nija dosha, occult, hidden subjects, subjects that involve a lot of research. Research is seen from the 8th house. Depth is seen from the 8th house. Longevity is also seen from the 8th house. Mercury is one of those planets that does very well in the 8th house. It is the best planet to have in the 8th house. Because firstly, it's a fast moving planet and it easily gets influence. And if it is having an influence of any other benefic graha, it does well. Being the Badak, Lord of Obstacle, making a transit in the 8th house, it will reduce obstacles momentarily for 2+ months in your life. So you have a sense of relief. If you faced any obstacles, those obstacles will go away, will reduce. This Mercury is bringing in transformation. From a relationship point of view, it is positive transit, because over the course of the last few weeks, you might have faced some conflict, you might have faced some issues in your relationship. If you're already married, if you're not, there could have been some delays, there could have been some issues as well. But now, it will probably bring in a sense of harmony, because fulfillment of relationship is seen from the 8th house. So you would likely be loyal. You would likely be more communicative with your partner, with your spouse. Very good time to do research, very good time to learn Jyotish, astrology. Very good time to leverage research at your workplace. So anything that you do, see, Buddha Aditya Yoga is forming in your 8th house. Sun and Mercury are going to have a conjunction in this house. So workplace related learning, and if it involves research, it will be very good for you for growth matters. Momentarily, you will face some challenges, you will face some difficulties, but gradually with progress, with time, it will improve. Post mid-July, it's a very good time, because Mercury will go retrograde on 18th of July till 11th of August. That is a huge opportunity window for 25 days. Mercury will have a 7th aspect on your 2nd house. And during this time, this aspect will be particularly strong. So it will improve your financial position. This Mercury will behave as if it's in Capricorn, it's in the friendly sign. So if you're expecting work-related increment or a secondary source of income or a new source of income, if you probably have no work, this is the time when you could probably initiate and start a new source of income. You must look at remedying Jupiter, look up to your Lagna Lord Jupiter in order to make the most of this transit, and also remedy Moon, who is your 8th Lord. So a Krishna mantra will be very good for you. A Vishnu mantra could be very good for you. A simple mantra, that is Om Namo Narayanaya. You must chant this mantra in order to channelize this Mercury in a positive way. It is an Ashtakshari mantra after all. Capricorn ascendant signs or the Capricorn moon signs. So what is happening? Mercury is changing signs. It is entering Cancer on 22nd of June and it will stay there till 30th of August. It's an unusually long transit of Mercury because Mercury is going to go retrograde. Yes, it is that time of the year when Mercury will go retrograde. So let's be prepared for blaming Mercury for all the wrongdoings. Poor Mercury becomes a scapegoat. So that's on a lighter side. We must not blame Mercury for anything. Okay, Mercury is your 6th and the 9th lord. So it holds an important lordship for you because it's your Bhagyesha. It's your 9th lord of fortune, long journeys, father figure, your Bhagya, your Dharma, your religion, okay, and spiritual knowledge. Higher education is seen from the 9th house. Masters is seen from the 9th house. Mercury also is the 6th lord of daily routine, your health and well-being, your wellness, things that you do on a day-to-day basis, debts, disease, any loans that you have, weaknesses, shad ripus, the enemies of your mind is seen from the 6th house. Mercury is going to be making a transit in the 7th house of relationship, Jaya Bhava. We also see war from this house. We also see peace from this house. Your spouse, business or business partnership, your attitude towards the outer world of people, things and events, and how you deal with all of that is seen from the 7th house. Mercury is not considered the ideal planet in the 7th house from a placement point of view and also transit, because Mercury gains directional strength in the 1st house. In the 7th house, it is losing direction. So it is 0 Digbal. So somehow fortune is not in favor over the next 2.5 months. But there will be a greater focus on yourself. Your partner could have some gains during this time because fortune is favorable for your partner. You're likely to have some communication issues. So from a relationship point of view, it is not the most ideal time for you because you could have some issues due to immaturity, due to childlike behavior. But you will have some youthful energy. So if you were to make the most of your relationship, leverage your youthful energies, leverage the power of wit and humor. You might want to stay in touch or be connected with your partner and be very clear in terms of communication. So a regular communication is a must-have if you were to avoid any ill effects, if you were to avoid any unnecessary quarrels or arguments in your relationship, because it could make you very impulsive when it comes to dealing with other people. So you could probably develop some trust issues, right? So this is where you have to perhaps have trust, have faith, and have an understanding in terms of your partner. This is also your 6th lord. 6th house is 12th from your 7th house, making a transit in the 7th house. So it could definitely bring some detrimental effects. But if you were to start your business or make some important decisions related to your business, this could be favorable for you. If it is something related to finance, trading, management, or buying and selling, this could be a particularly favorable time for you because you could probably start something new or you could put in a lot more focus on your business. Now, thankfully, Mercury has a 7th aspect on your ascendant, on your 1st house throughout the time. So leverage the power of this aspect which desires to bring in a change in you, which desires you to be more youthful, which desires wit, humor, communication, and also your ability to avoiding all of these issues. Mercury is the student. It desires you to learn. There will be Sun and Mercury conjunction in your 7th house. Both of them will be aspecting your 1st house. So there is the power of leadership and also communication, which is aspecting your ascendant. Between 18th of July till 11th of August, Mercury is going to go retrograde. This is where it will look back at your 6th house. So it wants you to focus on your health and well-being. Mid-July to mid-August is a very good time to focus on your lifestyle, your health, well-being, and starting some new habits. And you will bring consistency in terms of whatever you do during that time. And it will have a very strong aspect on your ascendant. So you will have greater self-confidence between mid-July to mid-August. This is where you have to make the most of this transit. Aquarius ascendant signs or the Aquarius moon signs. So what is happening? Mercury, Prince, the fastest moving graha, of course after moon, is changing signs and entering moon's own sign of Cancer or Karka Rashi on 22nd of June. This is an unusually long transit of Mercury which will last till the end of August, and on 30th of August it will move to Leo, because Mercury is also going retrograde during this time. So it is that time of the year when Mercury will be joining the season of retrograde planets. Mercury for you is your fifth lord. Being the fifth lord, it holds a great importance. I always say that fifth lord is one of the most important planet for any ascendant, because it rules your future, it rules your children, it rules generations. It also rules some good deeds from your past or previous life, Purva Punya, and how it will fructify and manifest into your future, and what you do, your Sanchita Karma. Now, Mercury is also your eighth lord of longevity, suddenness in life, your deep desires, secret places, your transformation, sudden ups and downs. Mercury shares a friendly relationship with your Lagna lord Saturn, and this Mercury will be making a transit in your sixth house in the sign of Cancer. Mercury rules two signs, Gemini and Virgo. Both these are natural third and the sixth house of the zodiac belt. Therefore, from a placement point of view, it is one of the comfortable positions for Mercury. In the sixth house, it mostly delivers very good results. Particularly when it is alone in the sixth house, it will deliver fantastic results. If it is conjoined, then definitely it has an influence of other planets. Mercury desires growth. It is a student, it is a learner, it wants to do and make decisions in a very fast manner. It's a quick moving planet. So it likes quick wins. Sixth house is the house of daily routine, deaths, diseases, things that you do on a day-to-day basis. So it will bring in a sense of pace in your life. Though Mercury will be moving slow, but its karakat, its significance is fast moving. So it will of course increase the pace in your life. So be prepared for a bit of fast paced environment and how you will deal with this environment. This is a very good time to have new habits, to leave some of the bad habits and adopt good habits in your life. You will have greater focus and interest towards your children. Your children can have some progress. Fifth house is the house of children. Mercury rules your children. Sixth house is fulfillment and how fulfilled you will be in terms of matters pertaining to your children. So this could be a very good time. You could have some progress related to children. This Mercury is also forming a Viparita Yoga because it's your eighth lord making a transit in the sixth house. Circumstances, situation could go adverse. Eventually you will rise. You could be very impulsive in your daily thinking, in your communication. You could be restless. Do not lose your patience, because you could have some argument with friends, some minor quarrel. So as long as it is not creating a major issue, it is good. There is certain relationship karma which needs a lot of focus, a lot of clear communication is needed in your relationship. So some spiritual sadhana, some spiritual practice will be very important for you. That will bring in some mental peace, because this Mercury will be aspecting your 12th house by the 7th aspect of desire. So you need to watch your sleep. You need to ensure that you sleep at least for 7 to 8 hours so that you stay energized through the day, because Mercury will demand a lot of energy, because the pace will increase and you have to cope up with that pace. Between 18th of July till 11th of August, Mercury will be forming a Viparita Yoga. It will be in the 6th house and it will also go retrograde. This is where it will have even more stronger aspect on 12th house. So you need to make some donations from a karmic standpoint between mid-July till mid-August, and don't talk about those donations to anyone. What kind of donations you can make? You can make donations related to children's education, any education related things, or donate food to places of worship, to gurdwaras, to temples, to any places of worship, anyone that you believe in. Or if you do not donate food to places of worship, give food to someone who needs, to homeless people, right? So give some donations and be a bit philanthropic during this time from a karmic standpoint. That is the ultimate remedy for you. Pisces ascendant signs or the Pisces moon signs. So what is happening? Mercury, Buddha is making a move in Cancer, and that is happening in your 5th house. On 22nd of June, it will enter Cancer, and on 30th of August, it will enter Leo. So it's an unusually long transit of Mercury, because Mercury will also go retrograde between 18th of July till 11th of August for about 25 days. So it is spending more than 2 months in one sign this year, that is the sign of Cancer. Mercury for you is the 4th lord and the 7th lord. For Pisces ascendants, Mercury has two roles. So firstly, it rules your Kendra houses. It also suffers from Kendra dosha, and it also becomes the lord of obstacles or Badakesh, because for the dual signs, 7th house is the Badakstan and the lord becomes Badakesh or lord of obstacles. Mercury rules your 4th house of happy space, your comfort space, your home, your mother, your homeland, your sense of protection, where you feel most happy, where you feel most protected. It is also the 7th lord of Jaya, your peace and war. We also call it Daya Bhav, your ability to give others, whether you are selfish or whether you help others. Your attitude towards others is seen from the 7th house and its lord. How you orient yourself towards the outer world of people, things and events. Your spouse is also seen from the 7th house. Business and business partnerships are also seen from the 7th house. Any agreements that you make. This Mercury is making a transit in your 5th house. So the Kendra lord, the one who rules two Kendras, is making a transit in trinal house. This is a yoga in transit. But yoga will only work momentarily when Mercury is conjoined Sun. Otherwise, this will not work till the optimum potential, because this is when it is getting support of Sun. And Mercury in your case, though it is forming a yoga, being the Kendra lord in trinal house, but because of Kendra dosha, it does not deliver fruitful results. So firstly, 5th house is the house of future, your children, positional success. For your spouse, it could be a very good transit. They could have some success, they could have financial gains, they could have new opportunities, bigger, better roles. So in case their dasha antardasha is supportive, your spouse can definitely have some favors during this time. In case you have a child or children, their education needs focus. You would need to be involved in terms of your children's education. So make sure that you're putting and investing more energies from a karmic standpoint over the course of 2.5 months. See, Mercury is a very fast moving planet. So it wants a quick thinking approach in terms of your future. So you have to be on your toes, because things will be quite fast paced for you over the next 2 months. Now you have to be very careful of not involving yourself in any corrupt activities. Be ethical, be truthful in whatever you do, because we see corruption from the 5th house as well. And Mercury is Badakesh towards the end of the day for you. So in order to channelize the most of this time, you must look at remedying Moon, Chandra. Either use mantra related to Moon, consume milk, consume turmeric. Milk and turmeric, you will strengthen Moon and you will also strengthen your Lagna Lord Jupiter. That is the best ideal remedy for you to channelize the energies of this Mercury. In case you have issues related to dairy, you could probably use alternate milk as well and add turmeric. You could add that in your coffee. At least you're strengthening Jupiter. Or you could consume rice. That is also a way you strengthen your Moon, which will improve your financial capacity, your financial capability. Mercury will be aspecting your 11th house by the 7th aspect of desire. So it has a very good aspect on the house of gains, your wider social network. You are likely to influence others. You are likely to influence people with authority and maintain cordial relationship with your friends. You are likely to resolve other people's conflict. So this is from a karmic standpoint. Between 18th of July till 11th of August, Mercury will go retrograde. So this is when it will be looking back at your 4th house. So you have to make some decision related to your assets, your property or your vehicle. Maybe you might do some renovation work in your house, or this could be a perfect time for you to declutter your house. And it will have a very strong aspect on the 11th house. So this time period could see a rise in your income, or you could start a new source of income. Please look up to your Lagna Lord Jupiter and your 5th Lord Moon to make the most of this transit. So friends, this was yet another unique, interesting, insightful video on Mercury's long transit in the sign of Cancer. I hope and believe Mercury's transit in the Cancer helps us be more compassionate towards other people, towards the wider society, and helps us learn every day with this Buddhaditya Yoga that is going to be formed in the sign of Cancer. Stay tuned for more interesting videos on my channel. Thank you very much. God bless you all.